It is not a conspiracy to destroy black men. It's a conspiracy to destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
Okay. All right, so y'all wrote down buck breaking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so buck breaking was a practice where in slavery times, they would take the biggest and strongest slave, biggest and strongest man, right? And they would humiliate him. They would beat him, they would rape him, they would do very evil things to the biggest and strongest man in front of everybody else, right? So they would humiliate him and make him look like less of a man so that everybody else would be more docile. They would be afraid and they would get back to work. It was a way that they would set an example for everyone else. They would do the most horrible thing to the strongest person in front of everybody.
To make him look weak.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So Brother Rizza here is mentioning buck breaking as a means to, explain pretty much the same thing. They have all of these men that you look up to, right? Cool guys, Jamie Foxx, a bunch of comedians, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Wesley Snipes even, I don't know if y'all are familiar with those old movies, but Wesley Snipes, he's a fighter. He does Aikido and all types of martial arts. Right?
Strong black
very,
man.
very strong black man, but they even had him wearing a dress and dressed up as a woman.
Who's that?
The media.
Not how much you was over the media before?
Media, the only problem that has happened.
Well, yes, the media control. The media is overall is who's controlling what you're seeing. Media is your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TV shows, movies, radio, Netflix, all of the streaming sites.
There's three major companies, three big companies, okay, that control everything that we watch, okay? All of that stuff. They control what we watch, what we see on TV, movies, and what the brother said about social media, okay? So what a buck was a strong man who either he was a breeder, okay, and we'll get into that another time, or he had a job, he had a duty, okay? And if he got out of line and he had to be used as an example to keep fear amongst everybody else, then they would do, like I said, they do something called buck breaking. They would take that man and break him down, okay? So now even his wife would trust him as far as protection. They would humiliate him, break him down, so now she wouldn't even depend on her husband, okay? Or her son, whoever the buck was, okay? The term came from horses, okay? You breaking a horse in, the wild horse. You guys ever seen a wild horse? Okay? Where they take a wild horse, right? And they break that horse, okay? To turn him into a calm horse, okay? So they did the same thing to us, okay? Because they looked at us in those times as animals.
Be something other than you are. They're going to try to make it seem as though you're different from the masses of black people. And they want you to go away. Now, I'll give you special things if you just come along with me and do what I say. But you must reject that. Now, you know what that means? That means you're not going to have the money you'd like to have, and money is not important. We need money. We have to buy things with it. But money is not the thing that we're living for. The only thing that makes a person worth living is being a man and being a woman, being strong in character, being straight, telling the truth, and living in the truth, and doing the right thing. You understand that?